But before we dive into today's topic, don't forget to leave your like, share the video, comment, and subscribe to our channel, turning on notifications and becoming part of our great family of worshipers. May God bless you. Now, let's get straight to what really matters. Last Monday, the 20th, Donald Trump took office as the 47th President of the United States. This is the Republicans' second term. And during the ceremony at the Capitol, he proclaimed the beginning of a golden era for America. However, what caught Americans' attention the most was Trump's approach, turning his inauguration into a true worship service to God. With Christian singers, religious leaders, and a broadcast to the entire world, the ceremony echoed God's name across the nation. It is important to emphasize that the president's stance, who has openly declared his Christian faith, shows his intention to connect more deeply with Jesus, especially after narrowly escaping an assassination attempt during his campaign. For many, this event confirmed the fulfillment of the prophecy he received from Pastor Brandon Biggs early last year. What is impressive is that this prophecy described in detail what was to come. According to Brandon, he saw in a vision spiritual flames spreading across Oklahoma and growing into a great fire throughout America. He saw Trump rise amid it, but also saw an attempt on his life. The bullet that came so close to his head was a sign that God was with him. Trump fell to his knees, and at that moment, something profound happened. He turned to God with a fervor never before seen. The prophecy stated that he would become a man truly passionate about Jesus, and this passion would become evident to the entire world. While many celebrated his victory, others were perplexed by what they witnessed. The presence of God during Trump's inauguration was intensely felt. The ministers present, praying inside the White House, reported feeling the Lord's presence flooding the place. It was as if God was reaffirming his covenant with the nation. In contrast, the previous administration under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was marked by an absence of expressions of faith. Throughout their term, mentioning God was rare, and many felt the nation was drifting away from its Christian roots. But now, with Trump back in charge, the landscape seems to be changing. During the ceremony, religious leaders from different denominations took turns offering powerful prayers. One of the most striking moments was when a pastor publicly declared that God changes times and seasons, that he removes kings and establishes kings, as described in Daniel 2:21. These words echoed throughout the Capitol, and many in attendance were deeply moved. The prayer that followed was an intense plea for protection and wisdom for the president. The spiritual leader asked God to guide him in every decision and for the nation to be blessed through his leadership. He compared Trump to Moses, mentioning that just as Moses had support in his battles, Trump would also need faithful people by his side. Additionally, First Lady Melania Trump was also mentioned in the prayers. Spiritual leaders asked God to bless her, granting her grace and wisdom to be an example for the country and the world. The event continued with powerful worship songs, and the crowd did not hesitate to raise their hands and worship God right there. It was a spectacle of faith never before seen in a presidential inauguration. And this moment reminds us of what is written in Proverbs 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. Many believe this is a new opportunity for America, a chance to return to the Lord's ways. There is no doubt that this inauguration will be remembered for generations. It was not just a political event, but a spiritual milestone for the nation. Trump openly declared that without God, America could never be great again. And he is right. The Bible teaches us that blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Psalm 33:12. In light of all this, it is impossible not to reflect on each of our roles in this great divine plan. Are we ready to stand for truth and faith? Are we willing to intercede for our leaders and our nation? Because one thing is certain, God is giving America a new chance. And this story is far from over. With every step Trump takes, with every decision he makes, he faces resistance and challenges. But one thing we know, when God is in control, no enemy plan can prevail. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. That is why we must continue in prayer, interceding for those who govern so that God's purpose is fulfilled. Just as Daniel prayed for the people of Israel, we must pray for America, because the battle is not just political, it is spiritual. Stay tuned, because great things are yet to come. God has a plan, and we are part of it. If this content touched your heart, leave your like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next chapters of this incredible story unfolding before our eyes.